ebooks are making money online, something like that.
Well, we'll go back and change.
Yeah, we'll change it.
Uh-oh.
Money online.
We'll go back. All righty, here we are. We are live and we are up here and we are ready for this Thursday's episode of the series of how we created an ebook. We have designed the ebook with no design skills. What else did we do? We talked
we
about
used ChatGPT in creating the ebook.
yes.
We did the whole design. You talked about that already. We also talked about sales and how we talked a little bit about sales. We touched on it briefly.
Yes.
Now let's get into the marketing of it.
The marketing, which is promo. Maybe that doesn't sound as scary as marketing, because when you start talking about marketing, and a lot of business owners just, totally lose their mind. I've been in marketing for a very, very long time. One of the things I used to do is go to businesses in the Atlanta area and talk to them about how important marketing is, because yes, you can have a brick and mortar, you can have an ebook, you can have a website, you can have all the things, but if you do not drive traffic to it, i.e. get butts into door, get readers to your ebook, get people to your services, it don't matter how many things that you have, you're never going to make any money because nobody's going to know that you have it. Okay. I remember the boom back in like 2008, 2009-ish, I think was when I was working in the internet sales field. And, the thing was, got to have a website. We converted all types of brick and mortars to the point where they had a website. However, a website becomes just an expensive business card if you don't have people going to it. It's just like a business card. If you got a business card and the only thing it does is stay in your pocket, it's not going to do you a whole lot of good, right? So we got to get some promo going for your ebooks. And today we're going to talk about some ways that, we have done that. We're going to look inside other people's funnels. We're going to look at people's websites and TikTok pages and all that good stuff and see what we come up with. You're on mute, Jessica.
Sorry, I was trying to find my page, don't mute myself. Yeah. Let's do we want to start off with homegirl? Where do we want to go? Because I got
wherever you want to go, honey. It's a lot. So we can just start off with whatever you see.
Right.
We talk about our own funnels, or you can
talk about our own funnels, and then we'll move into some other folks' funnels. So what we were talking about before, it's $1,111 a month. Ebooks. Best way right now, especially TikTok. Number one platform, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to put that out there, TikTok. You can absolutely do it on YouTube. However, you're just going to have to build a lot more, trust, like and trust factor on YouTube. It's going to take you a little bit longer to do that. Also to get the views that you need in order to make consistent sales. Where on TikTok, someone can see one video and immediately they're in. They're like, oh, I already know I want to buy from you, right? So one of the ways that I've been able to make sales on TikTok is definitely being myself, and I did a video about this actually yesterday. Having fun with my videos and putting music and utilizing music to kind of speak for me in my videos is definitely one of the ways that I've been able to do it. Having a link in my bio, obviously, and driving folks to it, talking about some of the success that I've had with ebooks, or also speaking to pain points. I'm a huge keyword seeker. I'm a huge SEO researcher. So I'll go and take a look at what people are asking, what are the questions out there. I'll go on the Facebook groups, look for questions, things to that effect. So I know what kind of content to create that's going to put me in the right algorithm find, right? So when people go and search for something, I'll pop up in that search results. So Lorraine, what are some of the ways that you've been able to sell your ebook?
Well, I'm a storyteller. I love to tell people why they need the ebook. And I kind of casually drop the ebook after the story situation. So one of the things that I like to write or research are hooks. So yes, I want to be in, a good place for the SEO, all of that stuff. I want to make sure my own screen text is optimized, the captions are optimized, hashtags, all that good stuff. However, I like to stop people in their tracks in the first 3 to 5, 3 seconds, I would say, because that's how long you pretty much have to impress somebody or encourage them to watch your video, especially on TikTok. Now that they have the longer form content, they reward you more for the longer form content. Yes, I still do, the trending sounds and stuff like that. That's all well and good, but you need to mix it up with some storytelling. So I'm always thinking about hooks. One that has really worked for me for like over and over again is, so I've been married and divorced 3 times. Every time I say that, that video, I knew when I thought about it, the day that I was driving in the car and I thought about it, I was like, oh, I've got this piece of content in my head. I'm gonna do it. I was driving to an appointment and I was just going over the script in my head. As soon as I thought about it, I was like, this is going viral. I recorded it with that viral hook. And next thing you know, I was just literally updating it right before my appointment. And every time I've refreshed it, it was like 1,000, 5,000, 16,000, 28,000, like millions of views. So that hook is something that you need to kind of practice. There's a lot of different ones that you can use. So I think that was probably the most the most eye-opening thing for me in 2023 was how to put together a good, or the importance of a good hook.
That's so important. I'm so terrible with hooks. I feel like when I'm ready to record a video, I'm just ready to record a video. I don't feel like thinking about the hook. But you're so right. It matters. It makes a huge difference. One hook that I use that I kind of bumped into an accident, because it's actually something my mom always says. My mom's a huge, and you guys let me know if you can relate in the comment section down below. Like, leave a comment, let me know if you can relate to this. My mom is a huge gossiper. She gossips about everything, right? People's business. And Mom, I love you if you watch this, but and she would get on the phone and be like, "Ooh, you know what happened? Ooh." And so I started doing that in the beginning, going, "Ooh, so this is why," and that actually works in my videos, because people are like, "What? Wait, what happened?" Right? And so that usually works in a lot of my videos. So I'm gonna coin that and make that my Joss Speaks hook. All right. But I forget sometimes. So sometimes you don't get to, because I forget, and then I'll do it. I'm like, dang, I meant to do that. What I've seen a lot on TikTok specifically, Lorraine, is that folks that do the same hook over and over and over again in each video seem to get a lot of views. Have you seen that as well?
Yeah, like I said, I've re-recorded several videos with that same hook. I've kind of mixed it up, but when I'm looking to go into something and I'm like, I don't know which way to go, that one, it goes back and works every time, because I've kind of related what I do to help the target market that I help to a story, or to my story. And a lot of women experience the same things. So, I know that by saying this particular hook, that it automatically gets attention. And not only does it get attention from my target market, it's going to get attention from haters too. Let's talk about that, because you're going to get negative comments. You're going to get people that talk sideways, and that's okay, because one of the things that makes a video go viral is the comments. The more comments it gets, the more people, it shows to, or whatever. And I think I saw another video on TikTok about this a little bit earlier this week. But arguing in the comments causes your video to go viral. I'm not going to argue. I let everybody else argue, but it does, it does your videos favors. I've talked to this about some of my clients, and I've told them, because a lot of people would come to me when they're just starting to go viral. They're like, oh my God, all these random people, they're mean, they're and I'm like, girl, welcome to the world of viral marketing, because it is tough out here. You get tore up every day. A lot of people don't understand the weight of being exposed like that, so those are things that they do help your video, but you also kind of have to shield yourself from it. But a good hook like that, oh yeah, most people are going to not only pay attention to what you say after that, but there are going to be some of those people that are going to have those, negative comments. But don't worry about that. Get a good hook, and a good hook that works. Use it over and over again. Yeah, I've got a whole list of them, and I'll just write them down, because now at this point, I know what the formula is. Okay, so I have a specific formula for my videos: hook, then it's like, okay, then I explain it a little bit more, and then we have a call to action, and then I have a close. Okay, so that's just a rough outline. If I go back and look at it, I probably could come up with some better terms than that, but that's pretty much the outline. Hook. Now I'm going to tell the story. Now I'm going to relate the story back to what you got going on, call to action, and then a close.
And that is how you sell an ebook. Like if we're telling you exactly how to utilize video to sell an ebook, that is it. It is not, there's a girl, and she didn't comment on my video. Like I said, I do a lot of research. So I watch other people that talk about ebooks and things to that effect. And I look at their comments and look at their questions and things that they're getting. So one girl's like, I already did. No, she did comment on my video. Actually, it was the video that I have that's still kind of going around, go to Canva, create your ebook, go to Gumroad, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I did that and it didn't work. I'm not getting no sales. Where in that did we say anything about, we didn't say nothing about the marketing. We just said that's how you make the ebook. The next step is now you have to sell it. And so I went to her page, and the only thing she had up was, look, book just released. And she has like the book floating. And I was like, nah, sis.
I mean, but I be trying to be patient with that situation, because I have to I have been trained in sales for a very long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I be trying to be patient, but sometimes it's just like, girl, you can't just create it and just be, oh, here it is. I've seen that a lot on Facebook. Back when I was on Facebook, and I don't know, I might dibble and dabble a little bit back on there and see what's going on. But, I used to see it all the time. People would make like an ebook, or they would do something and they would just be like, hey, I did this, like, okay, here's an ebook that I did, or look at the disc that I bought for, my location or something like that. And it's just like, okay, so now what? What are we doing now?
Exactly. Now
and there's a way that you have to market. Facebook marketing, that is my jam. I used to do, I sell a lot of ebooks and a lot of, classes and a lot of courses and stuff on Facebook, because it's not always all about the marketing either. It was a whole big thing maybe a couple of years ago, kind of died down, but that whole lifestyle marketing. And when I say lifestyle marketing, people used to be like, oh, well, you don't really lifestyle market. I'm like, oh, yeah, I do. It's just not Lamborghinis and unrealistic stuff. Like, I'm a stay-at-home mom pretty much with a business and, a nanny, and you got several businesses going on. I got kids that are homeschooled, and, relationships and all this type of thing. That is a lifestyle. It's not just about the luxury lifestyle. People want to see what else it is that you have going on. And sometimes you can find ways that you can kind of roll what you've got going on into there so that you're building momentum. I've talked to a lot of my clients about this before as well. People are not just having, $1 billion sales days just because, oh, I got an ebook and they dropped it and now they've got 1 million of sales. No, they've been building that audience for a very long time. They've been teasing their audience for a very long time. They've been collecting data on their audience, listen to their audience, all that good stuff. And then when they drop, when they've got 100,000 followers, it don't even have to be that much. If you have 1,000 targeted followers is worth way more than 100,000 followers that don't give a damn about what you're doing. Okay.
Girl, a whole entire word.
It is. So, you've got to have a targeted audience to do that. And you have to be promoting yourself in order to do that. It just doesn't come just because you created an ebook and dropped it and made one video.
I think that was the hardest part for me. The hardest part was realizing that. But then I also, like you said, I realized that when I started to get folks that had 1 million followers, 100,000, 200, whatever it was, more followers than I had. And I was like, wait a minute, you're not monetizing? Wait a minute, huh?
No.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It doesn't mean that those folks automatically become buyers. They become leads, all that good stuff. Some folks just like to sit and watch.
Yeah.
So
and thank God now we can get paid for that. Because back in the day, we couldn't even really get paid for that. People have been sitting watching me for years. Now you got YouTube that's monetized, you got TikTok and monetized, and Facebook programs and stuff like that. So use that while you can to monetize your audiences, because people gonna sit and watch and other people are gonna buy and participate and stuff too.
Yeah. And I think the biggest piece to that, right, if we relate this right back to ebooks, and we'll talk about the lady that I was talking to you earlier about. Um, when we relate this back to ebooks, you think about how you buy, right? Think about what you do. Do you just go to somebody randomly and be like, oh, okay, cool, they got an ebook, let me go and support them? You don't care, right? Until they actually create some content that makes you like, oh, actually know, like, and trust them now. Like, I've watched several of their videos. They really seem like they know what they're talking about. Or they have something I want, or something I want to achieve. They've achieved some type of success or something. Then they're going and looking for, oh, okay, where's the link?
Right.
Right. So it's all about building that connection and building that know, like, and trust factor is super duper important. Like I said, that was one of the things that I didn't realize when I first got started in this. I actually thought, I used to think this, and I know, and like I said, drop a comment if you relate to me, because I'm a little bit I'm a different thinker. I used to think you had to be pretty. I was like, oh, it's only the girls that have the veneers, they got the big butts, they
But
got
she
the.
is pretty though. That's the whole
Well,
thing.
what I'm saying is the I call them click clackers. Okay, so click clackers are the girls that wear heels to the store, right? I
Oh
was
yeah.
like,
Click clackers. You know,
you
I do
really wearing this in here? But like, just they do they're them. And
that.
so I just figured that those marketers were the ones that were making all the sales. Turns out a lot of them weren't.
Mm,
And turns out, no, they just built an audience. They've
yeah.
created enough content. So if you go and you look at like Kev on Stage, you look at, those are like the funny people I follow. I follow funny people. I'm trying to think of who else. Peach, Lorraine introduced me to Peach. What's her face? Peach McIntyre. You look at these folks and you look at their content, they're building connections. They also post like crazy people.
Oh yeah. All day they do it like a full-time job, and it's just like, oh, golly, full-time job.
Kev
Oh,
on Stage has something crazy. Let me see how many posts he has. Something
I
crazy.
only imagine lives and posts. That's the thing. I think Peach
Yes.
McIntyre, especially, she's live the majority of the dang day. And engineered, like reverse engineered some of her
Mhm.
stuff and things like that. And oh girl, I don't think she's automating any of
She
that.
is now. I think she done got tired. She was talking about that on her live.
Oh
She
yeah,
is now.
oh yeah, she's doing some things now. But when I first started following her, maybe like a year,
Wasn't.
maybe 2 ago, I was like, yeah, Lee. Like, I mean, I know the grind is real because I mean, I've caused myself back, neck issues, hand issues, like, you know what I'm saying, carpal tunnel, all type of stuff as a content creator. Like I've got a lot of issues going on. But I looked at her and I was like, yeah, Lee, like for the longest time, people have been coming to me like, dang, Lorraine, you put out so much content. You like the hardest work. And I'm like, nah, look at her. She is, she is cranking it out. That junk is so insane.
Let me do a comparison. So Kev on Stage has 14,000 posts, okay? And he has
Woo!
1.6 million followers. He has 14,000. Now, I don't know when he started his account. I could probably go find that,
That's
but I'm not gonna do all
TikTok.
that. No, this is just Instagram. 14,000. I'm looking at Instagram, y'all, not TikTok. I'm going to Instagram because Instagram's been around a little bit longer. So I'm going to Instagram. So he has 14,000 posts. Let's go to Peach
Is she
McIntyre.
on Instagram? I don't feel like her Instagram.
Yes, she is. She has 40. Look, when I go to her thing, it says 40 new posts. Okay. From the last time I
In a
visited her
day.
page.
And she has
She's,
said that she like she's posts, like she's had a group that she's been coaching for a while. And she's like, I just post.
yeah. Yeah. And I was like, I need to adapt that. But anywho, we'll talk about that in a second. 4,380 posts. All right. And she has 36,000 followers. So when you think about the level of content that you need to create, or I won't even say the level, like just how much content you have to create. And she does though. She takes pictures of herself. She takes pictures of the sun. Wherever she is and wherever she's doing, she's putting it on there.
Right.
Right. I don't know if that works, and that I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, Lorraine. I don't know if that works particularly for service providers, right? As a service provider, I kind of see that like, I don't think that's.
So for me, okay, so I've been doing this tactic for a very long time, and it's always audience focus first. So I know for a fact that my audience is going to be moms, women, And I drilled that down on that a long time ago with my first service-based business with the university writing, the writing company that I own. I built a group on Facebook called Back to School Divas. And it was basically for women who were going back to school. And yes, I had clients that were male. Yes, I had all that stuff. I had clients who were maybe 18 versus, this target audience was, 25 and up, more like 30s and up. They were older women who were going back to school, not who were going to college, who were going back to school. And one of the things that I used to use to build the audience was my Facebook business page. But what I did is I would post content on the Facebook business page, just memes that I knew that women would find relatable and funny. And then I would share them to groups on Facebook that had people in there that I knew would also be a part of that target audience. And then once it went viral, and not even really viral, once it was shared maybe 30, 40, 50 times or something like that, I would go back, edit the caption, and then put my group link on there and be like, hey, join, a group just for women who are going back to school. And now, depending on how viral that meme went, sometimes it might get shared 10,000, maybe 1,000, a few hundred. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, I have 500 people waiting to get in my group, or I have 1,000 people waiting to go, 10,000 people. So that shows you that because people would always come to me and be like, why is my business page not doing anything? Because the only thing you do is talk about your darn business. And yes, it's good to have people know what you do. Like, Jessica, when I look at your stuff, I'm like, okay, her videos, we know exactly what it is she does. But how can we connect to Jessica as a person?
I don't want y'all knowing me. Like, y'all need to know
you. We want to know you, girl. We want to know you. You know what I'm saying? Because you cast a wider net that way. And I'm not saying that, it's not possible. It's just that if you go for the audience and then come back and educate the audience on why they need what you have, or what you'll not, especially in the day right now that we have, that we're actually getting paid for views and we're getting paid for video views and stuff like that. Right? So you can get paid to do what it is that you're going to do anyway, which is educate an audience on what it is that you do.
Elaine, do you want to come up and talk about it? I can't. I'm trying to read what you said. So tell us what you said.
Okay. While you two were dropping these pearls of wisdom, my notifications went off on my phone, and I checked it. And this woman in Australia wants me to create a course and an ebook for her using ChatGPT.
Oh, look at it.
So, she's going to be on TikTok.
That's right. 120%. Mm-hmm. Right? See, our stuff be working.
What I say, not as I do.
Hey, no, it's okay. You'll get there. You'll get there. We all been there.
Yes, but, I did some recording this week. So
yes. I was about to go look. I was about to go look.
Okay.
But that's the thing, right? It's like you'll get folks out of seemingly nowhere. Now, she DM'd you, or
she found me through Fiverr.
Oh, okay. So, what kind of profile do you have up on Fiverr?
I have a profile to write blog articles, SEO content, and I also have a profile to be a writing mentor. And I think she found me through the writing mentor.
Okay. Nice. So yeah, we're gonna have to have you back up on here because we're gonna talk about some stuff.
I'm on here trying to work out Fiverr right now. I just posted about the UGC thing. I see impressions. I don't see nobody booking yet. So I'm trying to figure out reverse engineer that stuff out too. So
right. That's why I said we're gonna have to have you come back and talk about the Fiverr, getting that together.
Mm-hmm. So. First thing, apply for Fiverr Pro immediately.
Oh yeah, you said that last week. I'm gonna do that while we're talking right now.
Yeah.
It pays to be a part. Both Lorraine is making a group. I'm making a group. Join both our groups because this is kind of the information that we're going to be sharing inside of these groups. Once we get done with this challenge, you definitely want to make sure that you're inside, because these are the conversations we'll have. Now I'm not a Fiverr. I told Lorraine, I was like, I can't do it. I can't take on nothing else. I don't want nothing else on my radar that I got to monitor. I'm cool.
I feel you. I'm trying it. I see all these side hustles and all these ideas, especially on TikTok. Like once you get in that algorithm,
Girl,
you don't get out. So
talk
I'm like,
about it.
I'm gonna start trying this stuff and then start giving the nitty gritty, because I've been in business for a very long time now, going on 10 years, 6 years, 7 years full time, I believe, and ain't nothing easy. I ain't made an easy dollar yet.
Don't you love the lazy side of TikTok? The lazy side of TikTok. Yeah, I scroll TikTok. You're right.
Yes. I mean, I'm not saying that everything got to be like super hard. There's easier things, but no, nothing is going to make you rich easy. It's not.
Right. I think so when we talk about like getting your ebook sold, like passive income, living soft life, right? I call it soft life profits, right? Like, how do I make this money in the most easiest, laziest way? There's a guy that I ran into. Actually, it's not a guy, it's a little boy. He's a little little kid, creating TikTok content. He's like, side hustles I've tried. He has like 1 million followers on TikTok, right? Mm-hmm. And he's trying different side hustles to make money. All of those side hustles require you to either buy something, go do something. I was like, see, that's too much work already. You already told me. I gotta go. He was like, oh, wash cars. I was like, wash cars. Okay, so I'm watching it because I'm interested at this point. Okay, wash cars. Go get power washing. No, it's power washing walls or floor or ground. The houses. That's what it was. I gotta go buy a power washer. Then I gotta go find these people in the Facebook groups. Then talk to them, tell them how much it is. Then go power wash them. Heck to the no.
Yeah, see, I'm a lead generator for something like that. So we just talked about Gamma AI, right?
We did. Okay.
So we don't know Gamma AI. So I've been doing this for a very long time when it comes to side hustles, because I mean, I've had a junk removal business. I done had a mattress removal. I done had all types of different services and stuff. That you think I'm about to be out there moving a mattress? No, I can't lift the mattress, but I can get leads for that and then send that out to people who can. So that's what I'm looking at with Gamma AI right now, is the ease of being able to put together a funnel for something like that. So pressure washer business.
Yeah, we got to talk after that. Yeah, we got to go.
Let's just go play with it.
Yeah.
Look, I got the Fiverr Pro thing as we speak.
Yay! Yay! Look at Lane. Look at you teaching us something. Go ahead, girl.
I'm about to go on there. So here's one that I did earlier. I was just playing around. This is the first one I've ever built. I would definitely change this. I really don't care for the themes. Is the only.
Yeah, their themes are not the most prettiest.
They're powerful themes,
They are powerful themes. If you can get over that, or here's the thing that I mean, what I do like is I like Wix's themes better, and then I use this to kind of fill her in. Mm-hmm. So go to the 3 dots up there in the corner next to your profile picture. Let me see if there's an embed. I can't remember. No, there's only an export. Okay.
There's an embed on the share though.
Oh, there is. Okay, cool. I knew it was something. So what you could do is you could actually put this on a Wix page or wherever, Squarespace, whoever you want to use. It doesn't have to be specifically Wix. I only say Wix because it's usually free. You can do it real fast. Mm-hmm. You could take this, copy and paste this embed, and then use that inside of the Wix space. So that way you don't have to create so many different Wix pages. You can just embed this as a piece of it so that it looks a bit more prettier, and you get more of a cuter aesthetic.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So I'll play around with that, but with just this type of thing that you can literally create let's say call it a landing page, because it's not really a website, I would say.
Yeah, no.
A landing page. And you could say, you know what, I don't want to pressure wash anything, but I know a lot of people who need pressure washing. And I do know a couple of people who have a pressure washer. Call them up and be like, hey, do you need new customers? And nobody's going to say no. Of course I need new customers. Okay, well, I've got a bunch of people who are looking for pressure washing services. Like if I were to send you, leads, let's say, 50 leads a month, would you be willing to pay, a couple $100, $250, 500, whatever for this lead, depending on what the vertical is. And by vertical, I mean, I guess niche, that's the buzzword now. But let's talk about roofing. If you had a roofer, how they would spend way more than 500 or 1,000, because every roof is $5,000-$10,000. So let me turn these leads on you for a little while, and then we'll see, at the end of the month, we'll see how many you got and how many you're closed. And all right, after 30 days, I'm going to go ahead and send these to somebody else, but you'd like to keep them, then that'll be $2,500 a month. Like, how does that sound? That sort of thing. So then you become a lead generator instead of the actual service provider, just by having your own funnel as a lead generator. And lead generation can come from all sorts of things. I mean, we got TikTok, we got YouTube, we've got a plethora of ways that you can drive traffic to a landing page. You could do Google ads. If you have money to invest and, it pans out, it even out, and you can find a way to make a profit. So
so I was thinking about doing the same thing, but what I'm getting is a lot of like photography leads and a lot of videography leads, like taking those and then just hiring it out, right? Like, okay, cool. People that need content. I even created some groups with folks that need content. When you need content, come to me. I'm going to get you a videographer. I'm going to get you a photographer. They go out, do the work. I just tell them what to do. And then it's like, here, there you go. Take your fee. Right. Or I don't tell you what to do at all. You just go out there, use your brain and pay me to make sure, so you can consistently get folks coming to you.
Yeah.
So I like that idea a lot. That's
let it go. Just let it go.
Let it go. I know.
I mean, it's so many businesses. We all have so many businesses or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of stuff in the fire. Sometimes I just don't want to be responsible for anything. Let me just turn this on. You manage the customers. They're yours. You talk to them. You do leads. You do whatever it is you want to do. You just pay me a monthly fee to have access to those leads.
That's a great idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. I like that. So the gal, so we were talking earlier about a woman who is utilizing YouTube as her lead generator. And her YouTube, can you share, you want me to share my screen? Can you share your screen, Lorraine?
I think I have your screen.
Yeah, the link is up there. Can you share?
Hold on. There you go. You can share.
Okay. So we said we're going to talk to you all about, just some of the business models and some of the funnels that are out there. This particular woman I bumped into on TikTok, who is doing a really bang up job at getting her leads to convert.
Well, I love her.
Oh, you've seen her then?
I've seen her on TikTok, but I have not seen her YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So she has business model is coaching. Okay. What she does is she does these videos on YouTube. She takes the videos, snips them up and puts them on TikTok. I've thought about using this model, but I love creating short form, not necessarily long form, but I'm going to push myself to do it. Which is why I'm starting a group. The group is an accountability for y'all as well as me. And I'm gonna push myself to start doing these live streams and longer form content so that I can just stay consistent, because you have to have both on YouTube. You can't just only have short form and you can't just only have long form. You need to have the two to kind of work with each other and bounce off of each other, right?
Right.
So with her content, she has this little thing here where people can join, and it's only $19.99 a month, right? So she has her little mini where you get your little separate YouTube. You go there, you can watch content that's only available to YouTube, her YouTube membership folks. And there you go. She also has her higher end services, which if we click on that, let me just take y'all there. Now she's speaking to an audience that is more on the higher level. They're probably making money, but they want to go to a whole nother level with her, all that good stuff, right? So she's charging upwards of, I think, $1,000 a month. She also has merch listed down here. So this one's $1,000 a month to $8,088. I think it's almost $9,000 if you want to do for the year.
Whew. Right,
baby. And she's talking about the topics discussed, right? Inner work. It's a mastermind group. Now I want you guys to think about this. I want you guys to do the calculations. Imagine you have 10 people in your group that are paying you $1,000 a month. You're making $10,000 off of just this one revenue stream, right? But you also have to think that you have to give people a return. You cannot take somebody's $1,000
No.
if you ain't gonna help them make at least 2 to 3 times this much more than this, right? So don't just be out here thinking, oh, well, she charged 1,000, I can charge 1,000. If you can't give someone a way to make this money back, don't charge no $1,000 because people will come after you. And that's where you get a lot of folks that start talking about scams and because they've made these promises to these people and they haven't gotten an ROI. So that's one revenue model. $8,000 for the year.
Or a lifetime access is what she's
no, that's lifetime access.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was for the year. Okay, lifetime access. Which makes sense. If you're gonna do this, you might as well just go ahead and put it all in the game and just get lifetime. I would never, I don't say never, but I will not be in the near future ever offering a lifetime access. I don't care what the price is. I'm not offering a lifetime access, right? So yeah. And she tells you right here, this group is well suited for someone already making at least $150,000 a year in their business or career and wants to make more. So she's telling you, look, if you don't have this money to invest, don't come trying to invest if you ain't ready.
Yeah. And I want to talk about this real quick because this is one of the things that I have tried to hammer into my clients' head for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
You do not have to do more to charge more. You do not. Stop looking for something else that you can do. Because I had a lot of people that are like, I want to do, a membership, or I want to sell something, or I want to sell a program, and I want to go after high ticket clients. So, 5,000, 10,000 and up or whatever. But I'm going to do a Zoom every week, 2-3 Zooms every week. I'm going to do people's websites. They turn it from, a subscription service to like a hybrid, a bunch of done for you stuff, plus teaching several times a week, plus being on call, plus having a chat, plus doing all this stuff. You do not have to do more to charge more. You don't. That girl right there, she is doing, it said 2 Zooms a month. That's what it said. 2 Zoom calls a month in a private group Facebook chat. And I'm pretty sure, knowing her, because I've watched her content, that Facebook chat has office hours. So stop thinking that you have to do more. You might have to give, knowledge or give expertise and stuff like that. But please stop thinking you have to do more in order to charge more. That is not the case, because then when you start adding it up, let's say you do charge $1,000 a month, but you got to work 150 hours a month. Now you right back down to the minimum wage job that you was doing. You could just go to McDonald's and do that.
Right. Absolutely. So you have to just make sure that I love that you stopped me there and you said that, because I feel like that's so many of my clients as well. Like they feel like, oh, now I got to offer, like you said, a website. I'm going to do their logo. I'm going to give them business cards. I'm going to, no, the knowledge. And you also have to be confident. You got to be at a certain level of confidence to be able to be like, $1,000 a month. Like you got to know you have something that you can give in exchange for that $1,000 a month that's going to be valuable enough for you to say, I'm only doing 2 Zoom calls a month, right? We meet every other week and it's $1,000. So right. I wanted to show you guys that, because also too, I feel like a lot of women think that they can't do this, and she's showing you right there.
Mm-hmm. And we had this conversation earlier, like we talked about, some of our male peers in the same spaces that we are in. I don't want to be like them, and not because something wrong or anything like that. I've been in a lot of different situations. Back maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, I was in a workout group, and it was just men. and me. And we working with the same personal trainer. We took the same morning class or whatever. And they were on the same type of program. They were making a ton of money, but they were doing the same thing where they were taking all these, calls every day. They were taking sales calls all day long. They were doing the same thing. And I tried it at first, and was I good at it? Absolutely, because I've done it before. Selling is not very hard for me, but I did not want to live like that. I don't want to be on sales calls from 9 a.m. to 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. I don't want to do that. If I'm a pharmacist, I can just go work at the pharmacy if I wanted to do that. I don't want to do that because I want to spend time at home and spend time with my kids. I want to rest, and I don't, soft life, that whole thing. I don't want to do that. So you got to find a business model that works for you. If you understand, okay, I could sell $10,000 programs, but it's going to require me to work like that. Or I can put a video on TikTok and sell a $10 ebook, and I can make just as much revenue for doing half the work. You got to make those types of decisions. Stop looking at other people's paper.
Right. Yes. They call it pocket watching in the hood. No, it's definitely you have to make sure that you are really invested to be able to do all of that good stuff.
Very invested.
Yeah, I'm not willing. I want
to make money like a woman.
Right. And I was going to say that. I wanted you to say that part that you said, like, for us, it isn't in our best interest to do that. Right.
No.
We have womanly parts. We also have womanly duties, right? We got to take care of the kid, all those good things that come along with being a mom, right? And being a woman, right? We have our monthlies, right? We have all those things that come along with it. We shouldn't have to be on the gung ho all the time and ready to go.
That's the beauty of, working for yourself. It's hard. It's tough. But if you have to give up so much to be your own boss, why do it with a blueprint that was not created with you in mind in the first place? It was not created for you. So a lot of my videos on that have gone viral. I do not believe that women should have to work outside the house, not because, she's inferior or she can't figure it out. They're not doctors and lawyers. No, not because that. It's because it just does not fit for what we have going on. I know that I have debilitating cramps 4 days out of the month. Why would I be setting myself up to be getting up in the morning and having to go out to make money to bring back to my household every day? That doesn't even make any sense. That makes no sense for me. So you have to understand that you have to kind of structure your business around your life, not structure your life around your business, which is what I think we have tried to do in entering into the workforce. We've tried to structure our situation around what was already there, which was not created for us to be there in the first. They don't want us there.
Which hints as to why I see a lot of male, I talked about the Atlanta entrepreneurs, right? The Atlanta entrepreneur men. It's always the men that go to, I'm an Atlanta entrepreneur. I'm making I'm making I'm doing So I call them the Atlanta entrepreneurs. But anyway, I don't know if that's their real name. But it's always guys. And I'm like, where are the women? Why is there no women like standing up? And I do see women, not to say that I don't see any women from Atlanta doing it. I absolutely do. But it's always them, right? And I feel like we should have, maybe, I don't know, maybe me and Lorraine should look at that. But I mean, we need some place where those are trans right. I don't know. Yeah. And they're young too. Little young dudes, 20-something years old. Like,
they're supposed to be doing. I mean, honestly, I feel like as people, we ought to be on the hustle early. You know what I'm saying? I think, we go from high school, we go straight into college. We create a lot of debt for ourselves, 4, 5, 6 years of college, depending on what degree, what specialization you're going. And then by that time, you're 25 years old, then it takes you another 5, 10 years to kind of establish yourself in a career. By that time, you done got to the place when you're just now hitting a stride in your work, that your knees is hurting, your back is hurting, you can't do. It was like when I hit like 30, 29, 30, somewhere around there, I couldn't do no all-nighters no more. I can't pull an all-nighter. Gotta go to sleep. You know, so if them kids is
Right.
21, 22, 18, you know, you go ahead, work all day, do what you want to do, because you're going to come to a point in time in your life where that's not going to work no more for you. I'm at that point of time.
So maybe that's the problem, right? I'm in my 40s comparing myself to like, why a little 25-year-old run around and
you're like, nah, they're not going to work no more. It just not. It's sad, but I think we have it upside down. You know, we have the process upside down. So I'm trying to change that in my household. Yeah, do I want my kids to go to college? I don't know, with all this affirmative action stuff and all this craziness. That's probably another live that we can do. But
yeah, I said I'm not sending another one. I wouldn't send another one. But anyway, yes.
yeah. But if we do, why does it have to be in your peak work years? Why not have your child could be a millionaire by the time they hit 30 if they are working and investing and doing all that stuff like they're supposed to do, and then go to school and take 10 years to go to school at their leisure, at their own pace, and pay it out of pocket where they're not left with a bunch of debilitating debt, and still have their investments paying them and be retired and learning at the same time.
But I think we're just now getting to this point, right? Like we are just like, we got to do another live on this anyway. We are just now getting to this point where we finally, let's just keep it real. A lot of this information was just not available to us and our ancestors. It just wasn't. Now that we're starting to have this whole, oh my gosh, right? Like I was talking to my husband, like we are now moving into a place in a space where they're not going to be able to keep stuff from us with just money anymore. They're going to have to do something else because we now are getting the money. So that's not even, we got the credit scores, we got the money. Now it's going to have to be something else, right?
That's why the inflation is so crazy. Because you imagine these little kids are making millions of dollars on YouTube. I know a 21-year-old, well, she was 21 at the time, maybe a couple of years ago. She was making $100,000 a year out of a Facebook group with no automations, no links to schedule, no Gumroads, no, like straight Cash App and give me your email address and I'm going to send it to you. You know,
OMG.
That's why eggs is $9 a dozen, because you got to catch up to that. They got to do something about that. They got to figure that out. Somebody said, what was tonight's topic? Oh, it's just a grab bag of things at this point, but no, it's marketing your ebook. So
it was marketing your ebook. We did go through that earlier. But yeah, we brought it back around to kind of like business models and looking at different business models and how we can not work so hard, how we can start to live this soft life and not be so, like I said, Atlanta, I think I'm obsessed at this, not obsessed, not to the point, but I mean, they pop up a lot. So I'm like, there they go. Another one, Atlanta entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
What are they doing now?
They're working. And I applaud them young men. They out there working, breaking into cars and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a grind. It is a grind. Like I was saying earlier, I have not made not one easy dollar in my life. Like even if I say, oh, well, yeah, I did a video yesterday and I was able to make $700 in sales. Well, yeah, but I've been laying that track for a very long time. So yeah, it might be easier today, but it's not been an easy journey.
And that's the thing, like you said, they're always moving. I don't want to always be moving. Mm-hmm. Like I want to sit my little old self down somewhere and rocking my rocking chair. I ain't trying to be and have the money just coming like, okay, there we go. Ping, ping, ping. Okay, cool. That sounds nice, honey. That sounds nice.
Exactly. And I realized that, you know, when I was doing, you know, like the one-on-ones and the stuff and, you know, opening up my calendar, just talk to people, building community, still doing all that stuff. But I realized that a certain type of person was coming to me. They either were like, I ain't trying to do all that grinding because I just don't want to. Or it would, you know, other people like me is like, you know, I got anxiety, I got ADD, I got all these things going on, you know, mental health, or I got endometriosis, or I got these things that don't allow me to show up every single day. What can I do, Lorraine, that I don't have to show up every day. And that's what I began to start building my platform on: automation, outsourcing, working smarter, not harder. And it still said working smarter, not harder. That doesn't mean I'm just sitting around and I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to be smarter about it. There are things that I created back in 2, 3, 4 years ago, that are just now starting to produce income, because I laid the track back then, and then, it's been building on top of. I've said this several times. There's a lot of things that I do, or that I might sell ebooks and courses, those types of things. I'm not creating them with the idea that one particular side hustle is going to make me rich. I'm stacking, them on top of each other, so that hopefully by the end of the day, they can take care of all of my needs, and all the needs of my family.
Right. Yeah, no, our good friend Peach was just talking about that earlier. She's like, she realized that as she was doing these classes and these workshops and stuff, first of all, she would do them and then people wouldn't follow it. I was like, I can relate to that. They wouldn't do nothing with the information. But then secondly, she's like, I could just put out a bunch of videos and content and make the same amount of money without having to expenditure my time, right? Without having to. She's like, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, but
she was doing it live.
Huh?
She was doing it live each and
yeah,
every
she was doing it live.
As soon as I took one of her classes live, I learned a lot about YouTube and some of the apps of doing it from your phone and stuff like that. So very informative.
Right.
She was doing it live each and every time. But she could have just, charged for the, the first time she did it live, and then gave access to the replay. And she was really,
you're burning yourself out, and you've got 7 kids. Like, you have 7 kids. There's no way you can sit up there and just constantly. But I'll tell you one thing, she is a content creator. If I ever saw one, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. That woman, hats off to her. I look at her, I'm like, dang, I could be working a little bit harder today.
Right. Every time I look at her, I'm like, I ain't got no excuse. Like, she has a baby. She has an infant. Like,
she just had a baby.
Yeah, there's no way I could be creating. Even when I look at your stuff, I'm like, when you were doing it, when first, I'm like, girl, you doing all that with the little baby, girl. I don't know if I would have been able to do it when my babies were little. Oh my God.
You could, you just adapt. You just adapt it to what you're doing. And I just talk to people.
No, I would have taught myself out of it. I'm gonna be honest. I would have been like, I got this baby. I ain't posting. That's just me.
Adapt it to the situation, and that's where the lazy content creation stuff pretty much came from. I ain't got time to be, doing all this big production. And one thing I had to just, talk about my mom. My mom's been trying to get her cooking situation off for the longest, like the last 3 years. But in her mind, she feels like it should be a, whole Martha Stewart type production. Like, what I'm saying? I'm about to make a whole Thanksgiving meal, and y'all gonna watch me, and I need to prep all this food ahead of time. I'm like, girl, if you don't take like a couple of 5 to 10 second clips while you're cooking the different steps, come back later, stitch some things together and put a voiceover on there. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. It's all about the way you do it as well, how you're managing that. But yeah, even then, it's really hard to put out as much content as Peach is doing.
Ooh. Okay, so I want to bring this to a close with saying, I think what we've been talking about this whole kind of stream is create content in your own way, create a lot of it as much as you can. Secondly, and then thirdly, infuse some of your personality, or not even your personality, but some of your lifestyle and what you do in the content, which I am horrible at. I am really bad. I'm getting a little bit better. But I grew up in the era where you did not, your family is your family. You don't tell anybody, you don't put your kids online, way, all of that stuff. So I'm slowly coming down and going, okay, all right, I'll give y'all a little bit. I have feet pics. I'm gonna do the feet video right out there.
Not the feet pics.
I'm gonna put the feet video out there because I said, if this goes viral, I am leaving the internet. I swear to God.
This is crazy.
But anyway, but yeah, so I am working on trying to show more of my life. But like I said, as a service provider, and I love service. I love being of service. I need to, anyway, we'll talk about that with my therapist later. But no, I saw your video about overgivers. Like, well, whatever.
Me too. It hit me. It hit me. It hit me hard too.
Right. All right. Any questions you all have as we kind of wrap this up? Any questions from anyone inside of the room or outside of the room if you're watching this?
Yes, definitely leave your comments. Question, is this week 5? Yes, this is week 5. So we have come to a close for this series. However, we're going to be back next Thursday. We just want.
We have one more, right? Or no?
No, this is week
This
5.
last one? Okay. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions about sales, about marketing your ebook, anything like that, now it's time to ask it as we kind of bring this to a close. I think, like I said, if we were to give a overall of all of this.
I'm sorry, this isn't week 5. This is 4. I apologize. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, we skipped a week.
We skipped a week. So okay, we got one more week. That's what I thought. So we will see you guys again next week. Next week, we will see you all. And we'll have more takeaways, and we'll be getting on top of selling more digital products. Like we said, I think the basic theme of these are just do the least amount of work and get the maximum result out of the least amount of work, right? Because we tired, we old, we getting up there. Oh,
it's our issue. All right, we're gonna do traffic. We're gonna do traffic next week. How about
next week we'll talk about traffic. Okay. Yeah, Lorraine is the traffic guru. She was actually talking about that before I think you jumped on, Michelle, about driving traffic. I'm okay. I could be a little bit better. But I can convert now. But traffic is a bit of a, and that's only because of that. Because I'm like, I want me to do one now. And Lorraine talked about this. So let me just close it out with this. Mm-hmm. Lorraine talked about in this video. So go back and rewind it. Is it rewind on YouTube? Like, go back and listen to the part where Lorraine talks about how when you go into your videos and you use your hooks, how that hook needs to be something that the audience actually wants to hear and then move into the story. So she actually gave that formula in this. So if you're having a traffic issue, it's probably, I'm gonna be honest with you, due to your hooks. Yes. It's due to how you're starting the video because they aren't staying. Yes. And if they aren't staying, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. There's two different things that are separate. And I think this is what messes people up. There's traffic and there's sales. Okay. There's traffic and there's sales. So what you're trying to, you're trying to create an action. You're trying to bring people to a place, and that place should be technically making the sale for you once they arrive there. So a lot of people, when they think about, driving traffic, they're actually decent at getting the traffic. They're just not concentrating it in the right or in the same direction. They're doing like this and they're throwing traffic around at a bunch of different places because in their mind, they're not thinking about the funnel that they're, and people, when we talk about funnels, they're like, oh, click funnels and stuff. No, that's weird. There's a funnel. The sales process itself is a funnel. We'll talk more about that sales process and how that goes into driving traffic next week. Everybody has a funnel.
So if traffic is your issue, what Lorraine is saying is that you may be because you're all over the place and it isn't a concise message that's directed towards a particular audience. So they don't feel like it's for them. So even if you do have people that are watching your video, watching your content, what have you, they may not be following through because there's a disconnect somewhere.
Right. All righty. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We will be back. Go back and watch the previous videos if you're finding yourself kind of disconnected right here. I promise you, when you come back, you'll understand where we're at. And we'll come back next week with traffic. All right.